What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 24 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, or I should say this morning's video, we're going to go over the cheapest way to pre-build 95 overall champions for the Super Bowl promo, which will be dropping later this afternoon. So there's a lot of different things that we're going to go over as far as buying cards directly, using cards from your binder. I got you all covered. But before we do that, let me just show you on your screen all of the 95 overall champions dropping from this promo. Now, I did a bigger breakdown, including the light up tokens that give them 0 AP X factors and discounted abilities. So if you want to see more information on these cards, check out the reveal video from last night. We'll cover it all once this content hits in game as well. But again, here are the cards, and they all look really, really good. I'm going to be picking up at least 3 or 4 of these 95 overall champions. So the set requirements are going to be 5 92 overall cards from any promo. This is pretty standard for Thursday promos. We've seen it the entire year. Now that we're going up in overall to 95 overall champions, the set requirements are going to be 92 overall cards. Now, the biggest question I get on a promo day like this is, how much do you think such and such is going to cost? And you can always figure this out right away just by looking at the current market. So we know we need 592 overalls. My go-to source, and of course you can always just check the auction house yourself, but my go-to source is mutt.gg/prices. This is the best way to find the cheapest training in the game. You know, overalls are going to go up today, which means mystery packs are going to get bumped up a little bit as well. So some of you might want training for mystery packs. I'd advise against that if you didn't already kind of prep for those. But this is the cheapest route for training. But if you look all the way down at the bottom of the list, you're going to see 92 overalls right now are about 120,000 coins. So if you quickly do the math, and I'm really good at it, multiply 5 times 120K, it equals 600,000 coins. So right off the rip, without even buying any cards and doing much research, I can tell you that these champions at a minimum are going to be, or at a maximum, I should say, are going to be about 600,000 coins. Now, if you happen to have 92s in your binder, it's actually not a bad idea to sell them. And listen, I'm not going to predict the market 100% accurate every single time, but a lot of times what we see with promos like this is a pack offer is going to come out at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to give a bunch of 92 plus packs, and 92s are going to come out of that pack very, very frequently, which means 92s could go down in price. So I don't know if they're going to stay at 120. I don't know if they're going to go up. I don't know if they're going to go down, but I can tell you right now, at this very moment, if you want to feel safe about getting one of these cards, you can get it for 600K by going to the auction house and buying 592s at 120K. And if you happen to have some of those in your binder, well, you already got a couple pieces to the puzzle that you need to complete the set. So one route that you can take is simply just trying to snipe these cards. And again, the price could fluctuate on these, but at this moment, before the content has actually come out, the best way to try to snipe these cards or find them under that market value is go to your auction house, go to quality filter 9293, and then what I like to do is hit L2 or left trigger on Xbox and go down to newest, and then we're simply going to cycle through positions. If you look towards the top of the auction house, it says 100 items found. The goal is to find something that says under 100 items, because this is only giving us the most recent 100 items, and there's other cards out there that could end up being cheaper. So that's when I go to type, and I'll just go quarterback, and we're going to see there's still 100 items there, but we are sorted by newest, and I just kind of scan across the top here, and if I don't see anything under that 120K, I'm just going to move on to the next position. Because we are sorted by newest, anything that's below this is likely not going to be below that value of 120K. Now, I did notice here this Cordero Patterson, 118K. Here's another one for 117. So we're finding a few cards really quickly that are under this market value that we can see. And if you're patient enough, if you're diligent enough, if you have fast fingers, you might be able to catch somebody slipping, and you don't know where you're going to find this card, but you might be able to find one for 110, 105, under 100K. You never know, but this is basically the cycle that I would repeat and go through each and every time, each position. Sometimes I skip like offensive linemen because they just end up being a little bit higher because they're less frequently on the auction auction house. A lot of the skill positions will have more cards here. You saw the last one only had 22 items found. We go to cornerbacks, there's over 100 items found there. But if you want to pre-build the cards strictly by buying 92 overalls, this is the route to go. The second option that you have, which is going to take a lot more time and in some cases might not actually save you coin, but if you have a ton of, I just like to call it binder trash, if you have a ton of cards in your binder, you may be able to kind of roll these upwards to get pieces all the way up to a 92 overall that you can use to build out these 95 overall champions for the Super Bowl. So what I mean by that is we have different upgrade sets, and we're going to jump through a bunch of different promos to get where we need to get. But one thing I never do, whether it's my main account, which we're on right now, or my no money spent account, I never quick sell cards just to quick sell cards because I want them out of the binder. I know a lot of you are OCD and want to keep like the most bare minimum amount of coins in your binder. I'll never really understand that one because you never know when some of these cards are going to have value. Now, if you quick sell B&Ds, that's fine. Quick selling gold cards, you know, you can have a lot of them, and I get it. But for me, what I like to do is put these cards to use the best way possible. Now, with all of this trash in my binder, it probably would end up making more coin to just sell each individual card and then use that coin to either buy the champion or buy the 92s as we just discussed. But one other route that you can take, and this is also kind of a side pro tip here, if you're not at a legendary tier for MUT rewards, and we just did start a brand new month here, so MUT rewards might be coming out within the next couple days. This is also a great way to get to 1,000 packs opened without actually spending coins or money. What you're gonna do, and we're going to go from the bottom level all the way up to getting 92s. The place that you can start, and you can kind of, you know, start anywhere where you have cards that will fit in this method. But what I first like to do is go to core set, and we're going to go over to sets instead of my items. And we're basically taking all of our lower overall golds and rolling them up to 80 or to 78 and 79 gold. So what I mean by that is if we have a boatload of 70 and 71 overall cards, we'll go to this set and put all of those cards into this set to change those to 72 to 73s. Then we'll take all of our 72 73s, go to 74 75, from here to here, here to here, until we get to 78s and 79s. Now that's where you want to stop when it comes to the core set section of these sets. Once you've built as many 78s and 79s as you possibly can, and hopefully you have a bunch of those in your binder as well that you didn't have to build, the next section that you're going to want to go to is AKA, and we did something very similar with the playoff promo. There's a couple extra steps involved since we're now going +1 in overall. Basically, you're going to take all of your 78s and 79s and you're going to look for the AKA set that gives you 80 overall cards. So this one requires 3 78 to 79s to build one AKA 80 overall. The one like pain point about this is that it's a fantasy pack, so after you redeem it, you have to go into the pack, select an 80 overall AKA card. It's just a couple extra button presses that can get annoying and tedious, and this is why this process can take a while. But if you like to just be in the menus, this is definitely a method for you. So once you take all your 78s to 79s and build as many 80 overall AKA cards as you can, you're going to stay in this same filter, and the next set that you're going to look for is the 82 overall AKA exchange set. Now you could build normal 82s in a different situation, but we specifically need AKAs right now because the next step is going to require AKA cards specifically. So this set right here actually will take any 80 to 81 overalls. The only reason we did the last step is because it's cheaper to do this route. I think to get a standard 80 overall, it takes 4 78 to 79s, where the last step only took 3. So now you take all of the 80s that you have in your possession, 80s and 81s, and you're going to put those into this set to build out 82s. Once you get all of the 82s you can possibly get, you're going to stay in this same filter and you're going to go up one to the 86 overall AKA Hero Player Exchange. And as I said, this one specifically requires AKA cards, so it's a little bit more difficult, but that's why we went through the last 2 steps so you could get to this step cleanly. And you're going to take all of the 82s that you possibly can, and you need 8 of them in total, to put those into a set that's going to build out 86s. So we're almost getting up to 89s, slowly but surely, I'm sorry, 92s slowly but surely, but once you build out as many 86 overall AKA cards as you can through this set, the next step now is going to be switching filters, and this time around you're going to go to program and you're actually going to go to Gridiron Guardians. The Zero Chill promo actually had 86 overalls as well, and that would be a better, more recent set, but EA took all of those out of the game, and the only Zero Chill set right now in there is 4 champion cards, so that won't do us any good. So we're going to do Gridiron Guardians because we can then take all of those 86s that we've built so far and we can turn those into 89s. Again, you can put 87s in here as well, and it is going to be a fantasy pack, which requires a couple extra button presses to select the card that you want, but the main point here is now that we've rolled our way all the way up to 86s, we're going to take 5 86s, and these can be from any promo, put them into the set, and that's going to give us 189. So we're almost there. Once we've gotten all of the 89s that we can possibly get, we're now going to go over to the Harvest promo, because remember, Harvest promo had 89 overall hero cards and 92 overall champions. So now that we have a bunch of 89s, we can take those 89s and we can build any one of these 92 overall Harvest champions. It doesn't matter who we pick, because the end goal here is to get 5 92 overall cards that we can put into a Super Bowl champion set. That's the point of this video. Now, unfortunately, there's not, and I mean, you might have some pieces in your binder to do this, but there is a 89 overall Harvest player set as well. The reason I went to Gridiron Guardians instead is because the 89 overall Harvest player set requires just like a bunch of different things, right? You need specific Harvest cards and then just random 84s. It felt like it was too much to build it, so that's why we went that route from the AKAs to the Gridiron Guardians to Harvest, and then once you build out a 92 overall Harvest, that you got your 92 now for the Super Bowl champion set. And that is the best way to take a bunch of stuff in your binder and either get enough pieces to build out a full champion or to get a couple pieces for it. And again, we don't know what the market's going to do. We don't know what pack offers we're going to get. 92s could end up getting cheaper, but if you want to try to spend 0 coins and 0 money and have a bunch of stuff in your binder, that second option that we just went through is the best route to go through. We'll be back later this afternoon when the content goes live to cover the promo in totality. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.